but it looks as though she's a narcissist, like an actual diagnosed narcissist. Blake Lively fears profound mental health issues are at risk of being leaked. We have got to talk about this. It's just almost unbelievable that her lawyer would file this. It's just very bizarre. There's a lot of things that he could have talked about. Health issues. It's very alarming. I'm not making fun of that. I'm not in any way denigrating that. And it's making me want to dig deeper into what is really going on with her. Diagnosed with something that could actually affect this case and actually explain why she's the way she is. I believe this is probably related to personality disorders. It's the same way we would see with Amber Heard and how everyone could see what was wrong with her. Amber Heard, who actually, I guess, did an evaluation of her. And she went on and talked about not only being a narcissist, but actually having histrionic personality disorder. There was a whole array of things. And then once you looked at the actual symptoms of it and you compared it to Amber Heard's behavior, it was like shocking to see how much her behavior lined up with this. And now let me just say this. Having a mental health disorder does not excuse you in any way from what you're doing. That Ryan Reynolds is not only a narcissist, but I believe he is a psychopath. Now, psychopath, a sociopath, those aren't, but it's all falls under antisocial personality disorder, as the common person may know it as being a psychopath or a sociopath. Again, you can clearly see, in my opinion, the narcissism at bare minimum that's going on with her. But let's get more into this. I wouldn't just put this out here unless it was really, really damn.
Is Blake Lively the victim of a ruthless Hollywood takedown? Or is she the architect of her own downfall, now using mental health claims to shield herself from public scrutiny? That single question has split the entertainment world in two, igniting endless debates across social media, tabloids, and even behind the closed doors of Hollywood's executive offices. Because let's be clear, this isn't just a private feud between a couple of A-listers. This is an all-out legal battle, complete with a jaw-dropping $400 million countersuit, shocking allegations of bullying and defamation, and one of the most dramatic PR meltdowns we've seen from a star of Blake's caliber in years.
It really does seem like it was just a big mess, or like she wants to be in that position.
And this director, she's a really good director of photographer. She won some awards recently. She's very, very good. So I'm not surprised, quote.
You feel a lot more alive as an actor when you have a director who's also filming moments and capturing that.
Just in the context of everything that we've heard through this vacuum of authorship, I thought that was very interesting. She explains kind of how this movie came to be, and again, definitely there is Blake authorship here as well.
Beyond authorship, obsession, stalking. Yeah. I mean, my gosh.
Stalking Reed Morano, our director. And I was actually trying to get her to do another film of mine, and they told me that she was entirely unavailable, that it's not worth it. I called her agents and I said, please just take a meeting with me. And they said, okay, she can meet tonight at 10:30 p.m. And they knew I lived 2 hours away from where.
Like a little flippant comment, I can tell she must have bitched them. Guys, I'm 2 hours away. How else would they know where she freaking lives, Kim?
Outside of her.
They must have been so annoyed. They're like, oh, I tried to get rid of this girl.
I was at 10:30 at night one night, and I begged her to do my movie, and she was meant to do another movie instead, and we instead spent the entire night talking about this script that she was obsessed with called The Rhythm Section. She wasn't hired as the director. I had never even heard of it, and we both left the meeting wanting to make The Rhythm Section instead, but the problem was we weren't hired. Barbara Broccoli had no idea who either one of us were.
So that's very telling. Do you know? Because I picked that up. She basically just snuck the movie from Reed, who's in there, and was like, I'll get you the meeting with Barbara so you can maybe get it, but I'm going to be in it. Was that a tell there, Kim? She fell for it. She fell for it, guys.
So that's feel like how it came to be.
She says things, and it's like, I don't think she understands the way she sounds.
Yes, you read that right, years. This entire fiasco is shaping up to be bigger than the controversies that have ended entire careers. And now, in a twist no one saw coming, Blake's lawyer has dropped a bombshell. She supposedly has profound mental health issues. The timing? More than a little suspicious. Convenient, isn't it, that this major revelation surfaces just as public opinion starts turning against her? It's a strategic pivot that practically screams, asterisk, look at me, I'm fragile. Asterisk, right when the world was gearing up to roast her for alleged manipulations, on-set tantrums, and behind-the-scenes power plays. But is this a genuine moment of vulnerability, or just the next calculated move in a carefully orchestrated crisis PR campaign? Because let's not forget, Blake recently brought in a brand new crisis manager, a man with deep connections to the CIA. Yes, asterisk that asterisk CIA. This isn't just reputation damage control. This is high-stakes maneuvering straight out of the playbook on salvaging a collapsing Hollywood persona. Let's break it all down, every explosive claim, every swirling rumor, and every eyebrow-raising coincidence that has transformed Blake Lively's once immaculate image into the asterisk Hollywood scandal of the season. Asterisk, it all began with what was supposed to be a box office triumph. Asterisk, it ends with Us, asterisk, starring Blake Lively and directed by Justin Baldoni. Fans were ecstatic to see Blake return to the kind of intense, dramatic role that made her a star. Meanwhile, Baldoni, known for his heartfelt direction in asterisk Jane the Virgin asterisk, seemed like the perfect choice to adapt a beloved novel. On paper, it was a dream team, one that had marketing executives drooling. Off camera, though, it devolved into a toxic war zone so chaotic, it's already becoming the stuff of Hollywood legend. Then, in late 2024, Blake Lively dropped the first. The bombshell dropped when Blake Lively filed a lawsuit accusing Justin Baldoni of sexual harassment and workplace retaliation. The claims were dark allegations of intimidation, backhanded remarks about her looks, and a growing sense that she was being backed into a corner over creative decisions. According to her legal team, what began as a minor disagreement over script notes quickly escalated into what she described as systemic bullying, ultimately creating a hostile production environment. But Baldoni didn't stay silent for long. He fired back with a staggering $400 million defamation countersuit alleging that Blake, along with her husband, Ryan Reynolds, had orchestrated a scheme to tarnish his reputation, derail his rising directorial career, and sabotage the film's success. Yes, even Ryan Reynolds got dragged into the mess, an ironic twist for a man whose public persona is built on being Hollywood's beloved wisecracker. What followed can only be described as a total nuclear meltdown of what was once a promising collaboration. The press tour, dead on arrival, promotions, pulled, the studio, Celine as a grave, any hope of a civil resolution flew out the window faster than a trending Twitter hashtag. Blake's lawsuit didn't just accuse Baldoni of misconduct, it painted an elaborate narrative suggesting he had actively orchestrated a smear campaign against her. Legal filings claim Baldoni enlisted powerful crisis communication firms to leak damaging stories to gossip sites, shaping a narrative that painted Blake as difficult, erratic, and emotionally unstable. If you followed entertainment news at the time, you might remember the sudden surge of headlines detailing her alleged on-set tantrums and unprofessional behavior. TMZ had field day dissecting her outfits, analyzing her expressions at industry events, and speculating about what was really going on behind the scenes. By the time Blake officially filed her lawsuit, the damage had already been done. The undercurrent of negative press had poisoned the well long before she even had the chance to tell her side of the story. Public opinion shifted abruptly, tarnishing the polished image she had carefully cultivated since her Gossip Girl days and acclaimed performances in films like The Age of Adeline Persistent rumors painted her as a nightmare behind closed doors, overshadowing years of goodwill. But if this was a smear campaign, it wasn't one-sided. Ballon's camp had its own accusations alleging that Blake's team orchestrated a counteroffensive to damage his reputation, fueling whispers about affairs, hush money, and NDAs used to silence people. The barrage of rumors became so overwhelming that separating fact from fiction was nearly impossible. Industry insiders called it a PR bloodbath. Each side deployed high-powered publicists and sympathetic journalists, planting doubts across the internet. Suddenly, gossip bloggers held more influence over a star's reputation than any official statement ever could. Every morning brought fresh waves of conspiratorial tweets, Blake's alleged meltdown, Ballon's supposed behind-the-scenes manipulation, only for new, contradictory accusations to surface by the afternoon. The sheer scale of these campaigns exposed an unsettling Hollywood truth. Stardom isn't just about talent or fan goodwill, it's about controlling the narrative, even if that means dragging everyone through the mud. For both Blake and Justin, this battle wasn't just personal. It was about brand integrity, future film deals, and, ultimately, public perception. Just when it seemed the tide of opinion had decisively turned, Blake's legal team made a dramatic pivot, filing court documents that claimed she was battling profound mental health issues. That phrase hung in the air like a thundercloud, ominous, undefined, and undeniably potent. Let's be clear, mental health struggles are deeply personal and absolutely valid. No one should dismiss or belittle someone who is genuinely suffering. But the timing of this revelation, that raised eyebrows. It didn't come in a heartfelt interview or a carefully worded statement asking for understanding. Instead, it surfaced in the midst of an intense legal battle right after explosive leaks painted Blake as difficult on set. It also happened to coincide with a wave of mockery on late-night talk shows and social media, where the narrative had begun shifting toward calling her attention-hungry or entitled. To many, it felt like a strategic recalibration. A shift from asterisk, has Blake been behaving terribly? Asterisk to asterisk, are we being too harsh on someone struggling with mental health? Asterisk, it reframed the conversation, turning Blake from a potential Hollywood diva into a victim of her own inner battles. Context is key. Just before these claims emerged, tabloids were ablaze with reports of on-set meltdowns. Insiders alleged she was yelling at assistants, refusing photo ops, and frequently arriving late with little explanation. Her America's sweetheart image was unraveling fast. Then, almost as if on cue, came the revelation about her mental health struggles. Coincidence? Maybe. But for many, it felt like a calculated PR maneuver designed to shift the public's focus from her alleged behavior to her supposed fragility. And this wasn't just any PR response. Blake didn't enlist a typical Hollywood spin doctor, she went bigger. Enter Nick Shapiro, a former deputy chief of staff at the CIA. Not your average LA crisis manager. Not someone who just smooths things over with gossip columns. We're talking government-level information control. Blake's crisis management strategy isn't just about damage control, it's a high-stakes operation orchestrated with military precision. Enter Nick Shapiro, a seasoned operative accustomed to handling actual national security secrets, not just Hollywood scandals. His involvement alone underscores just how serious the situation is. Think of it as a massive chessboard where every media outlet and demographic represents a different square that needs to be strategically influenced. Headlines highlighting Blake's role as a devoted mother and family woman are carefully positioned. Stories about her lifelong struggle with anxiety are pushed to the forefront of tabloids. Articles portraying her critics as insensitive bullies targeting a fragile Hollywood star are timed for maximum impact, shifting public sentiment in her favor. This isn't just PR, it's an information war. Shock and awe tactics are deployed to catch critics off guard, flipping the narrative from Blake is losing it to how dare everyone pile on a struggling woman. And with a CIA-level specialist at the helm, every move is designed to manipulate public perception in ways both subtle and overt. This isn't a simple he said, she said tabloid drama. It's a meticulously orchestrated campaign engineered to provoke specific emotional responses from the masses. But the question remains, can even the most skilled crisis manager salvage a reputation when the allegations are severe enough? Multiple lawsuits, accusations of intimidation, and a media storm painting her as Hollywood's latest meltdown queen. At what point does even the best PR strategy reach its limit? Then again, if Shapiro's track record is any indication, managing real-world crises with national security implications, navigating the chaos of a celebrity scandal might be a walk in the park. Perhaps we're about to witness the ultimate PR masterstroke, transforming a star accused of manipulation and behind-the-scenes scheming into a misunderstood victim who emerges with an even stronger fan base. If Blake truly is spiraling, she's doing a remarkable job of keeping it under wraps. In the immediate aftermath of the lawsuit frenzy, she made a public appearance that, at the Simple Favor premiere, Blake Lively was the picture of poise, radiant, unbothered, and undeniably triumphant. Draped in a high-fashion pink latex dress, she owned the red carpet with a confidence that seemed to defy the storm of controversy swirling around her. Fans and critics alike did a collective double take. How could someone embroiled in such a legal firestorm appear so composed? Cracking jokes with reporters, posting playful social media updates, was she oblivious to the turmoil, or simply refusing to let it show? The contrast was striking. Weren't we supposed to see a woman on the verge of a breakdown, struggling with the weight of her legal battles and mental health revelations? Instead, Lively presented a polished, almost impenetrable facade of charm and ease. To her harshest critics, this was proof that it was all an act, a meticulously rehearsed performance designed to mask a deeper, more calculated game. They point to her curated Instagram feed, her sharp-witted interviews, and her refusal to directly address the controversy as evidence of a grand illusion. Smoke and mirrors, they claim, nothing more. Blake Lively is no longer just the effortless girl next door she once sold to the world. She now finds herself at the center of an escalating storm, one fueled by lawsuits, PR maneuvers, and an eerie silence from her Hollywood peers. Once hailed as a style icon with a razor-sharp wit, she now straddles the roles of both aggressor and victim, sometimes even in the same breath. From explosive legal showdowns to PR strategies that feel ripped from a political thriller, she's demonstrating that in Hollywood, talent alone isn't the ultimate currency. Control is control over the press, over public perception, over every scrap of information that is revealed or concealed. But here's the unfiltered truth. The mask she has worn so effortlessly for years is starting to crack. The more she clings to her perfectly crafted persona, whether through Instagram snapshots of an idealized life or red carpet smiles that radiate poise, the more the world begins to wonder what truly lies beneath. Contradictions are piling up, and not even the most sophisticated spin tactics can keep the cracks from showing. So who is Blake Lively in this unfolding drama? A wronged woman fighting to hold on to her sanity, or a master strategist orchestrating a calculated image rehabilitation at all costs? The truth likely lies somewhere in between, or perhaps it's buried entirely, hidden beneath NDAs, private text exchanges, and hushed Hollywood deals. That, dear reader, is for you to decide. Because in the entertainment industry, every story is part reality, part illusion, and the lines between them are always blurred. One thing is certain, this saga is far from over. With multiple lawsuits pending, the potential for more shocking leaks, and a fan base that's fracturing by the minute, we may be witnessing the downfall or the rebranding of a star. And when the dust finally settles, the Blake Lively that emerges may be unrecognizable. Buckle up. If recent events are any indication, the next chapter will be the most explosive yet.